not recording, you might as well.
We're live.
Sweet.
Great.
Okay.
We'll call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Aiken?
Here.
Bear?
Here.
Harness?
Here.
Leak?
Here.
Scarborough?
Here.
Kenworthy?
Yep.
Tobias?
Here.
Great. We'll all stand for the pledge of allegiance. All right, we have a public hearing. Go ahead, Chairman Weir, if you'd like to open up.
Call the meeting to order. Clerk, please call the roll.
Weir? Here. Johnson? Here. Green? Here. Robinson? Here.
Fair.
Bear?
This time I'll open a public hearing to consider a rezoning map amendment, REZ 2012-1106, as filed by trustees of Kmart Baptist Church for request to rezone 0.69 acres from B1 zoning district to R1 zoning district to parcels identified with GPIN number 739-709-2472 or 14820 Washington Street. At this point in time, I'll invite anybody who wishes to speak in favor or against, please come forward. Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Take a straw poll if anybody wishes to consider the rezoning tonight, if they want to wait till Monday and read it more carefully.
Monday.
Do I have a motion to do so? Seeing none, I have a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, I'll make the motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
We're done.
Okay. Yeah, they're going to schedule that. Okay. Okay, just schedule public hearing for the town council. If anybody would like to speak in favor or against, they can step up. Seeing none?
Yeah, I can hear that.
Yeah.
All right.
Correct. I'll schedule a hearing next month. Council's going to report that they're clearing commission tomorrow is going to take up with the rezone. Okay, so we're good.
Excuse me. Report stands. Mr. Mayor, have you answered any questions? Moving on to the trustees, pay market. Application to rezone.
We're on B of the public hearing.
Okay, you're simply holding your hearing for the rezoning?
Right, correct.
Okay, yeah, so-
We opened it up to the floor.
Oh, I'm sorry, those for and against?
Yes, and no one responded, so.
Okay.
Moving on to B for,
What was A now? Okay.
A was the PC hearing, B was the town council's hearing. So-
okay. Okay,
Just close the public hearing.
yeah. And do we have a motion to close it?
You don't have to ask that, just close it.
Okay, this time we're going to go ahead and close the public hearing.
Move to approve the minutes of the January 7th, 2013 meeting, as well as the minutes of the February 4th, 2013 minute.
Motion's been seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And we'll move on to citizens' time. If anybody would like to come and address the council, if they just come up and just state your name and address for the record.
Hello.
I like to use my name. Joseph Mizzou. I'm a resident of Haymarket, Green Hill community. So my first time to be here. So my question is about having talk about Verizon files in specific my area. I have haven't filed for a long time. They met about something came up. I found out from David Leak, speaking on the phone. He said there was some mistake. Said nothing happened. So, well, somehow I was disappointed. So I want to know more about information about getting files in my area as soon as possible. Okay, that's it.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Mizzou gave me a call about the FiOS, and I explained to him about past history about it coming to the town, that we came close into reaching agreement, but we didn't. And then time had elapsed because of the franchise agreement. And,
one more thing, I rely on internet most time as I use interpreter on phone. They call fixer phone. That require my tires in speed. All I know about it's a media. So almost all my friends were complaining too. So I can't do nothing about it. I know it's not fair for me. So when my life is short. Okay, that's all.
all right, well, thank you. We're still looking into it. I think our last thing, our previous town manager had discussions with basically the state of Virginia had broadband representative that we're trying to push to get them to for Verizon to come back and talk to us.
I appreciate it. I'll do it.
All right, thank you. Any other citizens who would like to address the council? Okay, seeing none. We're switching things around here. I'm going to go into closed session, it appears.
Request that the town council go into closed session under 223711 of the Code of Virginia, under prong A1, discussion consideration, interviews of prospective candidates for employment, assignment, appointment, promotion, performance, demotion, salaries, etc. for two reasons: one for the town manager position and one for the building official position. Let's see, and discussion or consideration of the acquisition of real property for a public purpose or of the disposition of public held real property where discussion in open meeting would adversely affect the bargaining position and negotiating strategy of the public body. More specifically, leases involving the old daytime playtime building, the old post office building, and the very thing.
So moved.
Second. Favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay.
Roll over traffic.
Would you want to do 7?
I could probably call it 6:30.
I'd rather do 7 because I've been meeting at 4:30.
There it is.
So I have to rush home from work for that meeting. And
All right, so
I'd like to be able to
7
breathe
p.m.
before I go to this
19th.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Go ahead and hold the meeting in order.
I'd ask that council to certify under 223712 that to the best of each member's knowledge on the public and business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements under the chapter or discussed and only such public business matters as were identified in the motion by which the closed meeting was convened were heard, discussed, or considered in the meeting by the public body.
So moved. Right?
Aiken.
Yes.
Bear.
Yes.
Harness.
Yes.
Lee.
Yes.
Scarborough.
Yes.
Cameron.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have any directives out of closed session?
No.
No.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, we want to schedule our interviews, right? For the 21st?
Yeah, that you could do.
Right.
Maybe 21st at what time?
We have 4, so how do we want to break it up so we're not here forever?
Yeah, I know. Figure if we allow maybe, would 20 minutes be too much time or not enough time? Or
You
30
should probably
minutes?
do 30 minutes.
30 at
30
least,
each.
so,
30.
So you could go from 7 to 9?
So,
7 on the first?
so the directive will be have the town clerk schedule the interviews for that evening of the candidates. Council will forward the information to, or I guess the mayor will.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the 19th is budget.
So March 21st at 7.
we haven't set that yet.
I thought that was.
But that's what we're,
Yeah,
March 21st at 7 for a continuation meeting.
Correct.
for interviewing.
For purpose of interview.
Yeah.
It's already on your agenda. If you're continuing it, you're fine.
Okay.
all right.
And then,
Schedule our budget work session for 7 p.m. on the 19th. Yes.
So interviews on the 21st?
Mm-hmm.
What was the time
session on
on
the
the
19th.
interview?
7? Everything's starting at 7?
Yeah.
okay,
Back at 6.
yes, no more citizens' time, we've had that. Appropriations. Jennifer, street light repairs maintenance request?
Yeah, that is, a lot of it is reimbursable either by FEMA or the insurance from damages sustained during hurricanes. And you'll notice globes are already up. These would be to replace our inventory.
You just need a motion to appropriate now.
Correct.
A motion to authorize and appropriate an amount not to exceed $6,000 to Dominion Electric Supply Company for streetlight maintenance from the streetscape expenditures line item.
Second?
Motion and second, any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Aiken.
Yes.
Yes.
Harness.
Yes.
Scarborough.
Yes.
And Kenworthy.
Yep.
Vehicle repairs maintenance corporation request from Chief Fruit.
Need a motion on that, it exceeded the spending policy, but it's just a little bit over, you'll notice, so we felt it was best to come to council for authorization.
Right.
A motion to appropriate and authorize the remittance of $2596.24 to Piedmont Tire and Auto for invoice 14200, funds to come from the public safety vehicle maintenance line item.
Second.
Second by Kenworthy. Any discussion?
Yes, I had a discussion with the chief on what happened, and we came to agreement on how to hopefully prevent it from happening again, and working closely together to for any of these type of large expenditures. So I think we've got it worked out for the future.
Any other discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Aiken.
Yes.
Bear.
Yes.
Harness.
Yes.
Scarborough.
Yes.
And Kenworthy.
Yep.
All right. Department reports, police department. Deputy Chief Reed, you're up, sir. How you doing, sir?
Good.
Good.
This, I don't know if this means anything, but this bill for the Piedmont Tire Oil and Transmission, it was a mistake for the starter motor that was put on that. That's why I threw that over. So I went down there and took care of that. There's two, he's got a copy of it. There was two separate bills made. The starter motor was purchased, but it shouldn't have went on this ticket.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So that was taken off of that ticket.
Okay.
Well, we fixed it already now.
Yeah.
If that had,
Yeah, it was
if
fixed.
that had been done prior to all
Right.
of this, then all would, but
Right.
it's taken care of now, so.
Okay.
I'm good with everything. Does anyone need Officer Breeden, Deputy Chief Breeden for anything, or can he go home?
It's all right.
Any other questions, comments?
Busy in January, huh?
Yes. But that's a good sign. It's summer, look out. It's, I've been here, 13 years, and I've seen traffic triple, and I've noticed, I hate to say it, but the crime's just a little, nothing serious, but
Yeah.
it's here.
It's going to happen.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, we swamp the town. I mean, that's always a plus when they see the officers.
It has changed.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot.
Great.
Just want to say thank you for the cut-through traffic patrol. It's been significantly reduced in both here as well as Long Street.
Yeah.
I went
It's
meeting with me on-
fantastic.
I just
Yeah.
rode 3 here tonight before I came in here. That's why I was running a little late. We got through here, but, and I
Good
was
job to all you guys.
watching the traffic at the stoplight. We had an accident on 15,
Yeah.
which blocked the southbound, and everything was turning this way. And, I mean, we'd have to stand out here to keep up with it. It was just, but that's all right. That's what we're here for.
Great.
All right.
Thank you.
One thing before you go, just further information to the council, I also had a conversation with the chief on overtime. We're real close to busting the overtime budget for the last few months of the year. And Chief and I talked about it, and unless council directs otherwise, he's going to stop doing overtime and not bust his budget. But that's going to mean that there will be, at times, not 24/7 coverage. So I just want to make sure the council is aware of that. By not busting the budget, we're not going to have 24/7 all the time. Most of the time, but not all the time.
Wouldn't our reserves come in?
I'm sorry?
Don't we have reserves that could make up that time?
It wouldn't be, not at this time.
They can do a little, but
Yeah.
it wouldn't cover
Well,
enough.
I'd like to get an opinion and see how the council feels about that. I mean, I'm on the opinion that you're going to have overtime. In this type of positions, you have court, you have things that just variables that you get a rest into your shift. I mean, there's so many variables there that this is all part of doing business.
I can vouch for every bit of overtime that was worked. And,
A lot of
yeah,
that
I know
has to
that,
do
yeah.
with the chief being
Right.
gone for so long and
Right.
on personal leave, and
Right.
that's perfectly acceptable. It happens.
Right.
And where we're maybe a little bit over on the police, we're definitely under on the overall payroll budget. I mean, with James, the attorney, and the town
They're not,
manager.
they're separate budget line items, that's your problem.
Right, but I mean,
Yeah.
in the whole picture, the big.
Yeah.
I mean, money can be moved
A budget,
if,
I think we're coming next month with a budget amendment to allow for it, should council
right.
wish to see it change. All we gotta do is move money, it's really simple,
So
we just can't do
can I
it.
get an opinion of what we feel about this? Because
She's got her hand up.
Where the issue has come in is where the initial budget did not budget for a 24/7 police department. However, when he's come to meetings, he's told us no, but we've all asked him at different points in times, how close to 24/7 are we? So I think there was just a communication error. He tried to get us as close to 24/7, but we didn't budget enough last June to allow for 24/7. Where we do have money we can appropriate from other line items to put in there to get us closer to that. You know, I know that when it came so close, you know, technically we could leave it the way it is for the rest of the fiscal year. And if you go over one night, then you take time off later that week, so you don't go over. I mean, there are methods to staying within it. However, I think it makes more sense to put more money in it so we don't have a problem.
Yeah, that's
Right.
the other
Correct.
Well, we don't
Yeah,
have
because
to,
if, they pull a DUI over at 5 o'clock at the end of their shift, what are they, oh, you get to go, I get to go home.
See, that's
No, they
No.
didn't.
the problem I'm having is,
Don't
No,
work
and
Tuesday.
Because you had overtime, you just can't make it up.
Yeah, right.
Go ahead.
It's not going to make up.
the problem I'm having is because I watch that, I take care of that, and I do a lot of the scheduling, but at the end of the 40 hours, let's say a guy, we have a 5 to 5 shift. We have 4 guys working 5 to 5, and they're alternating. Okay, so we have almost 24 hours. There's only a few hours in the early morning hours that we don't have. So if a guy's at 40 hours and he gets a drunk driver, it throws him over. And if that's at the end of the pay period, it's really hard to give him time off. So it's almost, you either have to pay overtime, I'm going to have to give him off the next Thursday's court day. Okay, everybody's in court on Thursday, so I've got to give the guys off that time from court, which was on their regular shift they're supposed to be working. So that's just two of the things.
It's my opinion not to sacrifice the safety of our citizens
Right.
in lieu of budget issue.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree.
No? Any comments? or-
No, I just expressed mine.
So it sounds like we might have a consensus here
Yeah,
that we
yeah.
should be,
Reallocate.
exactly, reallocating our directive to the chief to allow him to continue to.
If we,
If needed, they need
If
it.
needed, I mean, I
Simple.
don't.
no,
Right
right
now,
now,
yeah, I don't want to do an open blank check here.
Right, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
no, right now would
If-
allow-
If we go over.
Yeah, right now, there's a 4-hour buffer, correct? Currently?
They're good
Three.
to work 84 hours the rest of the year.
Yeah, like 3
You
in
know.
the morning till 6, isn't it? Something like that.
No, this is
Or-
per officer, per
Oh,
period,
the
for
buffer.
overtime.
Okay, yeah.
There's a small buffer of 4 hours. So what
Okay. No.
I would add into your appropriations for April for additional money into that line item,
okay,
so.
we can do that.
And we can take a look at where
Yeah.
that can take, probably come from our staff salaries
Mm-hmm.
line item.
But immediately, we could authorize the
Just
chief
pay
to
cut?
go ahead
Got
and
your
allow
pay
him
cut?
to schedule
Got your pay cut?
accordingly to make certain that the needs are met.
Jeez, gone.
I don't know if we,
I don't know if you need.
I don't know if
Personnel
we can-
Manual just authorizes either the town manager and or, I guess, mayor at this point, to authorize the overtime and or.
and the
you
chief
can
controls
also-
the overtime
and
for the
you can
police
always do
department.
flex time, which is in your personnel manual, so.
All right, so.
But I don't know if we're not sure, well, now, actually, I guess we could go ahead and do it and then just appropriate the money, because it's not like they're going to go through the entire line item in, a month.
You have a budget
Right.
workshop in 2 weeks, why you
Yeah.
have figures for that.
Well, but the budget work session's for next year.
Yeah.
But we have a continuation meeting for
I
this
know.
month, so we can always,
You can add it.
yeah,
Okay.
we can add it to that and go ahead and do your appropriations sooner rather than later.
Right.
Would we have to
Something like
amend
this
that?
worked out.
No.
We'd rather have.
It'll get worked out in.
Oh, okay, no, we have to do that in April.
Can't really have to.
Because it might be
Mhm.
over 1%, so.
No, it wouldn't need a public hearing, it just has to be on the agenda.
Do we need to motion for, or just direct Steve to tell Chief that it's fine to schedule
I think a
overtime?
directive is fine, since it sounds like the authorization is through the fact.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Right.
Yeah.
Unanimous.
Well, they're not gonna see it till the end of the year.
Yeah.
anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're
Right.
not gonna,
So Steve, if you can just let Chief know that overtime's not,
We'll work it out.
yeah, but don't be worried about scheduling it now.
So leaving here, what do I do? I can tell the chief what's going on, but
Schedule as usual.
a little overtime?
Yeah.
Schedule as usual.
Yeah.
Schedule as you need.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't scrimp and save,
Right.
trying to
Yeah.
save a couple hours overtime. If you
Yeah.
need it, take it.
Okay.
And we,
Use, don't abuse.
I will talk to the chief in the next 2 weeks to
use don't do, yeah.
Use
We'll
don't
work
Use,
on
don't
that.
abuse.
how many extra dollars he needs for the rest of the year. So
Okay.
that we can, at the April meeting, we would then be able to try to.
Yeah. I can see them looking, bring up a close figure of what that's going to be with court and schools and so forth.
We'll
But,
probably just do a blanket amount and
all
then
right.
we'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever you need without sacrificing the safety of the citizens.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Greg.
Treasurer's report, I didn't see.
Does Steve have something else during the police report?
Do I? Oh, I was going to do this later, but we can do it now. All right. I make a motion that we donate the 2002 Burgundy Ford Crown Victoria that the chief drove, the old vehicle, to the Northern Virginia Cigarette Tax Board.
Second.
Second by Gary.
Milt, can you let me have that
You
second?
can have that one, I'll give it to you.
Discussion. Start with discussion, then I'll end with discussion for Johnny.
The discussion is that this vehicle's been sitting around for several months unused. It's still on our books. We're paying insurance on it, maintenance, so that it could be put back in the fleet if necessary. And it's not worth very much to sell, and the Northern Virginia Cigarette Tax Board has done has helped us many times in the past, and most recently has put us in contact with the right people to get us 10 free bulletproof vests. And it's just the right thing to do to help them out because they have no money for a used vehicle like this, much less a new vehicle.
Okay.
Can I ask Deputy Chief Friedner, but you can answer from back there, you don't have to come back up. How many different cases are you guys working with the Cigarette Tax Board right now? 2,
Well, we've
3?
got one going on right now
Yeah.
at Sheets. It's a big case, and it's going to turn into a lot. We've got people coming in up here and shipping our cigarettes to North Carolina, and we forbid that. But anyway,
Have we gotten the vests in yet?
they've been ordered. We've
They've
all
been
been
measured,
measured, and they've been
measured.
ordered.
They've been
Yeah.
ordered, so it's,
And it is tried true that there is going to be no cost to us for those, correct?
No.
Right, that's a done deal.
okay.
Very good. Any comments?
Now, I will admit, they're not physically here, but
No,
they're
but-
close
Right.
enough.
I'm looking at bottom line, $0.
I'm totally
Okay.
happy about it.
My question would be for you, Lisa. I would see it as a public asset. Is it something that we would need to advertise and sell?
It's under the 20-year spending policy, correct? I'm assuming your values.
The value is like $1,500, so it's under the spending policy.
And that's if it's in pristine condition it was. Hold on, I have a copy of our surplus policy in there somewhere.
Okay.
And it would be less, and then you can choose what you do to it, and one of the options in the policy was to donate.
There we go, right.
Okay.
That's in your policy.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Not a problem. Any further discussion?
Done.
Okay. Roll call vote, please.
So we're good with getting that thing out of the driveway? Good.
Well, hold on, we gotta have our roll call
Get it
vote.
done, Greg.
Aiken.
Yes.
Bear.
Yes.
Harts.
Yes.
Garber.
Yes.
Beverly.
My pleasure.
All right. Moving along. Treasurer's report, I guess,
Do we want to, since we're having a continuation meeting, do we want to put the treasurer's report to?
table. Engineers report, Holly. Thank you for being so patient.
Basically, I want to just give an update on things we discussed last month that I either didn't have dates for. On the I-66 project for the I-66 Route 15 interchange, the public hearing has been scheduled for Wednesday, March 20th at Battlefield High School. I strongly encourage the residents of the town and the town council to attend and voice your opinions. On the enhancement project, the project was re-advertised in the Washington Post. The due date for the bids is March 11th, and in the bid documents, the construction completion date is May 1st, 2014. On the pedestrian improvement project, or the Connolly money, we selected a top-ranked firm to enter into negotiations with a man-hour fee proposal. They are still waiting to get some of their subs. As soon as they get that information, they'll give it to me. We'll start negotiating, then we'll go to VDOT to review, and then once it's gotten through VDOT, we will come to the town council to ratify the contract. As far as the crushed pipe under Jefferson Street, I had got back to, I think, everybody via email to let you know that VDOT was planning on doing work on the temporary fix on February 12th, and they did begin that day and completed the temporary fix on the pipe. Okay. Any questions?
Can we post the VDOT meeting on the website and Facebook?
I Facebooked it last week.
Did you? Okay.
And it's on the website.
Okay.
All right, great.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you all.
I do have a report in the packets very quickly with the Town Center Master Plan. Just wanted to clarify with the council that the idea of the concept plan was to come up with three very different concepts, with each with different variables and options. And the idea is that when you went to design a final plan, the commission, the ARB, the council would take those favorable elements and put it into a final plan. So I think the assumption was the council had to pick one of the three as their option to go with, and that wasn't the intent. So we had a follow-up meeting with the consultant. They're going to wrap up some administrative things that we've noted to them. So what will come to you is three design options and actually a master plan packet that will talk about funding options, various options for landscaping, various options for facade improvements. and they will actually come and make that presentation to you. And then the next step to that is either there'll be funding options also provided in that report, so the council will decide whether or not you want to go after the funding options, whether or not you want to put a line on it in the CIP. Just there'll be some subsequent decisions that need to be made once that is provided to you. 1 Mile developments, we're getting busy. I think we've seen because of the hospital, we're starting to see a lot of kind of the multiplier effect with people wanting to be associated with the hospital. We're seeing medical office development, some retail, and then in this instance, the old Midwood property. If you drive out 55, you'll see all those colored posts on the left side. Have you ever seen those, the pylons? Mm-hmm. That's called the Midwood development, and they're proposing to go from commercial to basically an age-restricted product of about 600 units. So we're starting to see a lot of age-in-place, people that want to jump around from Dominion Valley to Piedmont to Heritage Hunt and then to these types of facilities. So if the Board of Supervisors approves the plan amendment, then they would turn around and do a rezoning, and they're supposed to look at that plan amendment this month. Other developments just north of town, right before you get to Heathcote, there's a series of buildings, old residential houses that are on the right as you go north of town. The first one, as soon as you cross Jordan Lane, is approved for a 3-building office building. And then on the subsequent lots between that building and Heathcote, they want to take those buildings down and develop a 40,000 square foot office building. We've provided comments back and forth to the county. Originally, it was supposed to be 6 stories. And some of the comments we got back was scale and massing of anything around it didn't really match, and just the parking that would be required wouldn't fit. So they're going to be going to hearing pretty soon. They did reduce their height from 6 down to 4 stories. John Marshall Commons, you may not be familiar with this one, but it's basically it's a project that wants to develop 208 multifamily units and 102 townhouses. And if you can visualize in your head, you have on the other side of Pace West, you have that old school. It's now like a commercial building. It has medical offices in it. Can you see that in your head? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Basically, from there all the way down to the commercial center, where the Taekwondo place is, and all that property would be basically 208 multifamily units, commercial all along Washington Street. And then on the other side of that commercial development where the Taekwondo place is, basically up to the Gossam properties, all the way back to 66 and around to Tyler Elementary would be the 108 townhouses. So that's currently in review, staff review. It will go to Planning Commission hearing probably later this year. It's what they call a plan buster, where it's not really envisioned for that type of intensity of development. And certainly schools will be a topic. How are you going to educate all the little people? Did talk with the county today, the sale of the old firehouse. They've actually decided to go ahead and put it up for sale. So they're finishing the, the pro forma for what what's the real estate planning term? Basically the listing. You're going to put the listing together and hopefully put it up. And that includes both the firehouse and the bungalow that fronts on Old Carolina. So we had the train a couple weeks ago, a couple council meetings ago, we brought up the train quiet zone. I met with John Cole. We're going to start pushing that effort forward to try to get that addressed. And Rebecca's been talking to me about a line item in the CIP to fund the signage that's required for that. So, that's all I have. What's that?
I like my train.
I forget about it. I'll be on my deck talking to someone on the phone. Is there a train in the back?
Now, I can imagine as close as you are, it's a different story.
Yep.
But
Trade houses with me.
I don't hear it anymore.
No,
Thank you.
It's always during certain times, though, like, from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Do you hear it during the day?
It's fine, but I like it at night. The 2 a.m. horn?
Yeah, it doesn't bother me anymore because I've heard it for 23 years.
I love it. People bought houses, that train was
please,
before the house for
train.
you. You bought the house there.
Moving on, building and parking. So we had some progress. We had a site meeting for the old post office. What else do we have going on?
Yeah, we pre-bid meeting at the old post office. Bids are due Friday the 15th, so we'll know more after that on the old post office.
And we have the applicants for the building.
Oh, Public Works?
Public Works.
Yes, we received several, about 12, I think Sherry said. And at the work session, the directive was given to Sherry that she could get that down to 3 recommendations from her, and we would present those to you via. Yeah.
Anything else regarding that? Museum report, I think we all saw the emails going back and forth. Nothing to add with that.
I do think we need to take a proactive, there's a couple boxes of stuff over at the museum. I don't think the Haymarket books, Sarah's books, are going to be salvageable. There's some T-shirts and things that were damaged that were left in boxes. Get Thomas maybe to just go over and throw that stuff, the shirt and that one, the 2 boxes of shirts and the 1 box of books, have Thomas throw that stuff away. The one stash, I don't know what's inside each of those little cartons, so I don't know if it's something that's salvageable or not.
Any further things about the museum? All right, agenda items. Haymarket Baptist.
Council members, we're kind of in the throes of a procedural status now with these 2 applications. It's a rezoning and also a concurrent site plan. The site plan is to expand the church and also pave the parking lot. And so the commission right now has both the rezoning and the site plan. The hearing tonight, the commission had actually asked that we have a joint hearing for both the rezoning and the waivers for landscaping on the site plan. The site plan wasn't included in the advertisement, so next month in April, we're going to have another joint hearing for the waivers with the site plan. Essentially, if you can visualize in your head the animal hospital and the Baptist church, they want to run a fence along the 2 property lines. In order to do that, they have to take that landscaping and put it elsewhere. And they've done that more or less all against the residential development villages at Haymarket. So part of what you're being asked to look at tonight, you had your hearing. You have to wait for the commission to vote or to recommend on the rezoning. So there's a draft motion in here basically sending it to a future meeting for you to make a decision on the rezoning. Separately, need the council to direct that we hold a hearing in April regarding the waiver of landscape requirements for the final site plan. So in your item, there is a draft motion for you, and again, if you could just add along with that you direct staff to hold a hearing on the landscape waivers next month.
Okay. So that would be back at page number 37.
I'll move that the town council forward ZPA number 2013012, application to amend the zoning map, trustees of Haymarket Baptist Church, a future meeting for further consideration.
Second. And also the public hearing. Can you amend that? That's the wrong application on that.
Oh,
It's REC 2012-110.
REZ 201211106.
Yes.
Yep, my fault, Scrivener's error.
That's okay.
And we also amend it to reflect that at the public hearing next month also.
Okay.
is that for the waivers?
I will amend the motion to, for the property number, or the task number REZ 201211106, be moved to a future meeting for further discussion, as well as the public hearing be moved. A new public hearing be scheduled for April.
And agree to the second?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Bacon.
Yes.
Bear.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Scarborough.
Yes.
Cameron.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Jen, are you doing the next? The bond release?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. With Village LLC is requesting bond release tonight for performance on the landscaping bond remains intact.
That needs a motion?
As soon as I get to it.
Is this the one on 48?
I move that the town council hereby release letter of credit number 1945 in the amount of $33,777.70 established by Union Bank of 37 Main Street, number 102, Warrenton, Virginia, 20186, held in the town's favor for the performance of site plan AFSP 20110-301 Wood Village LLC for improvements to 15151 Washington Street, Piedmont, Tire Auto.
Second.
Motion's been forward, been seconded. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Aiken.
Yes.
Bear.
Yes.
Ernest.
Yes.
Scarborough.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Tobias.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, this second application before you this evening is for a zoning text amendment to permit mortuary funeral home use by special use permit in the B1 zoning district. The council adopted a resolution in November of last year to consider this applicant-initiated amendment. That initial application was to permit funeral home by right and to allow a crematorium by special use permit. The applicant essentially amended it to just to simply request funeral home by special use permit. The commission held several meetings, also held a public hearing regarding the amendment. The detail of that analysis is in your staff report. They have recommended a denial. They have also recommended alternate language that would allow the use in the B2 district instead of the B1 district. For you tonight is simply to schedule a public hearing to hear this application. The commission had their public hearing. You're required to hold your own hearing, so that would be on April 1st, and you can decide how to dispose of the application that evening. But again, details of the analysis is provided in the staff report.
Okay, so we need a director to direct staff to advertise that.
I think we need a motion to schedule the public hearing.
It's page 53.
I move that the town council schedule a public hearing of ZTA 2012-1221, application for zoning text amendment, permit mortuary funeral home, use by special permit in the B1 zoning district.
Second.
Motion's been seconded. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Aiken.
Yes.
Bear.
Yes.
Ernest.
Yes.
Scarborough.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
And Tobias.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, the next is administrative review of several zoning permits. I do have an amendment to the second motion, or second part of the motion. And I can provide that to you now. The second part of the draft motion is I further move the council approve 2013-0130 for retail use at 6601 Jefferson Street. There's actually three sections the commission approved. It was 58-177 parentheses 17, which is for retail sales, 58-177 subsection 18, which is for an artist studio, and also section 58-177-19, which is the sale of antiques and collectibles. So that's 58-177-17, 18, and 19 that you're looking at this evening. And that is indicated on the permit form. So that's all I have. Ready for action by the council.
I move that the town council approve zoning permit 20130122 for retail sales use to be located at 6590 Jefferson Street in accordance with section 58-177-17 of the town code. I further move that the town council approve zoning permit number 20130-130 for retail sales use to be located at 6601 Jefferson Street in accordance with section 58-177, sections 17, 18, and 19.
Second.
Second by Tobias. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Aiken.
Yes.
Bear.
Yes.
Ernest.
Yes.
Scarborough. Henry.
Yes.
And Tobias.
Great.
Thank you.
All right.
Do we want to go ahead and knock out the treasurer's report?
Yeah, we tried to defer that table, but didn't want to sure if we want to do treasurer's report.
The only thing the treasurer said to report is the fact that we're scheduling the budget work session for the outside of Boston. Thank you.
19.
Yep.
7.
7 o'clock.
So please get to work on whatever changes decreases, questions, comments, concerns,
Did we get copies
any of the above.
of last year's? Did we ask for copies to be sent out?
Nobody asked, well, if you did ask for it, you got it, we can get the clerks to send that out, though.
Did we do that?
It's a new budget format as compared to last year, but yes,
Oh,
I
but
got
yeah,
that.
as long as we have, I'd like to have something to work from, yeah.
Just send the numbers for last year plus this year's, please.
Thank you. Jay, we have also scheduled interviews for the 21st,
Perfect,
7, starting at 7.
perfect.
Yep.
Also have narrowed down, but I think the ear infection will be gone by then.
Good.
Councilmember Tom.
Yep. We don't
Number
go
9,
back
Rob.
up to citizens' time. If anybody would like to speak, we always have 2 after their, anybody like to speak? All right. Councilmember Kine.
Okay, nothing further.
I almost have the CIP complete. It'll be good for planning commission, so we'll have it at the budget work session. Oh, and just a personal note, our town clerk, Jennifer Preli, just a couple weeks ago celebrated her 10-year anniversary with the town of Haymarket.
Congratulations. Bless you, my child.
And may you have
Come
10
up
more.
with a medal or...
Purple Heart.
We can think of something between now and the continuation. Ms. Harris, anything?
In talking to town staff, it's been brought to our attention, this new accounting system that they have is not working as well as they thought it would, and possibly going back to the QuickBooks system, based on advice from the accountant and other people they have talked to. It's just not very user-friendly, and it'd be a lot easier for them to just go back to their QuickBooks and getting things done a lot faster. That's all I have.
Just to tag along on that, conversations that I've had with town staff and pertaining to that, we're going to continue to use QuickBooks going forward. However, once the new town manager comes aboard, we're going to let that person reevaluate the software usage and the decision as to whether or not to go for fiscal year 2014.
Okay.
So just as an FYI, the liaison for the finance department is already aware of that.
Okay, great.
Any concerns you may have, please feel free to address them directly with me.
Okay. Mary Lou?
Yep.
Mr. Kennedy?
No?
Mr. Revise?
Reserve my comments for the continuation meeting on the 21st.
Okay. Update, give that we completed the tenant improvements upstairs this weekend, so this will be commencing for the new space of the Suite 280 now. So that was done, looks really good. Okay.
Oh, the hoedown is this weekend?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Having hoedown, and so it's benefiting the food pantry?
Yep.
Come one, come all.
One for all.
And I did forget one thing, Tony.
Oh, go ahead.
It's more for Deputy Breeden. Don't know if any of your officers need CPR first aid training. There is a first aid CPR AED course in Haymarket this weekend, the 8th, 9th, 10th. You'd need to register for, but let me know if any of you guys need it. I can get them in.
Okay, I will.
All right.
Free. Motion to set a continuation meeting for the 21st and adjourn until such time.
Wait, 19th.
19th. No, that's the 19th
19th
is the budget work session, continuation meeting is 21st.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm the one that's sick. Yep.
All right. So, we can read out.